up, Deuce Gang? I'm my guy. You already know this guy over here. Together, we are two guys doing a podcast. We bring you the latest, the greatest, and sometimes a little bit disgusting news, the latest of the day. I just want to know, man, before we get into this, if y'all like the content, please drop a like right now. Just do it right now before we get into this content, man. And also subscribe to us because we're going to bring you this every day. But I got a question for you. I got a question for this guy. Can I ask you a question?
No, but yes.
What's going on today?
What? His son was shot by cops 17 years ago. Now he's suing to get the bullets. I'm confused. You're gonna have to enlighten me.
This is a story just about parenthood and how determined of a parent some people can be when they feel that they're right. Long story short, right? How far would you go if you believe something to prove it? Long story short. So this is a story about Michael Bell Sr. Michael Bell Sr. had a son. Okay, 17 years ago, his 21-year-old son was shot and killed by the cops. Let me see if I can find the story here. So pretty much what he's done over the last 17 years, his father he's hired independent investigators and forensic experts, purchased thousands of dollars in billboards and advertising, publicly critiquing law enforcement, and even successfully advocated for the passage of a state law mandating investigations of all deaths in police custody. Now, let's get to the story of what exactly happened. Hold on, let me find this.
Is he white?
It's a black man. It's a white guy. No, it's a white guy.
He's a white guy? That's amazing. I love it. I love it when I see white people taking digs at the cops. Not because all cops are bad, but just because there are bad cops. And I feel like there was a period in time when our white brothers and sisters just didn't think that was true. Like they just felt like if you had a badge, there's no way you could commit a crime. Not the people who are supposed to stop crimes.
Right.
Never. So I absolutely love it when I see them resisting, when I see them speaking out. It almost brings a tear to my eye.
Listen, I don't have a child, but I know that if I had a son and I had even a little bit of inkling that he might have been wrongfully shot and they tried to cover it up, or because listen, this is the Kenosha police force that we're talking about. For those who don't remember, it's the same police force that was involved in the Jacob Blake story. Okay. So it's not like this is something that's out of the blue for them or something that came out of nowhere. It just so happens that this family happens to be a different color. So this made news a little sooner. Anyways, I think I found the story. Okay, so what happened was they pulled Bell Jr. over for speeding as he was driving. During the first few moments of the stop, which were caught on police dashboard camera, Bell got out of the car, prompting officers to rush towards him. So let's just stop there for a second. He got out of the car. Officers rushed towards him because he got out of the car. Okay. Police that he take a breathalyzer test as they moved out of the view of the camera, but Bell refused. A toxicology report would later confirm that Bell had been drinking sometime before he was on the road. When he refused, insisted that he'd done nothing wrong, officers tackled him to the ground. But Bell managed to escape, and then the officers chased after him, allegedly tasing him as he fled towards his home just a few feet away. Police concerned Bell and Lieutenant David Kruger grabbing him in a bear hug against the car parked outside the home's garage. There was another officer who stood immediately to his right, according to the police department, and another officer joined the struggle with his gun drawn and pointed it at Bell's head after one of the officers claimed he was reaching for his gun. Kruger, one of the officers, then told another officer to shoot Bell, still in his grasp, in the head. This officer pulled the trigger, killing Bell as his sister and his mother stood just feet away.
Wow.
Let that all sink in. Let it sink in.
So just to quickly speak to that. First of all, viewing public, when the cops pull you over, do not exit your car. In fact, keep your hands at at what is it, at 10-2. Keep your hands on the wheel, keep it at 10-2. And when the cops ask you to reach for license and registration, let them know what you're doing and where you are reaching. Basically, before you do anything, tell them. Second thing, when they ask you to take a breathalyzer test, take a breathalyzer test. In other words, comply. Forget your pride. Forget you're just doing this because I'm a brother. Fuck all that shit. Leave the situation alive. You know why? Because you can fight it later on. Okay, with that being said, this is totally excessive. Totally excessive. You said it's a bear hug?
Yeah.
I don't know about you, but I've been in a bear hug and I put people in a bear hug. Obviously, bear hug, hands around the waist. I don't know if the hands were also in the arms were also in the bear hug, or if the arms were also outside of the bear. Because if the arms are outside of the bear hug, you can still reach.
Oh, you want to get into details for sure. Yeah.
You could still reach. So I don't know
Right.
that. But second of all,
none of these officers have been charged.
I just want to say, shoot him in the head. First of all, my understanding, because I always said, why does it have to be a fatal shot? Somebody did me a huge solid and explained why police go for a fatal shot. Because I'm always like, why don't you just wound? And the point of the fatal shot is to cause as little damage to the surrounding people as possible. You try to shoot an arm, a knee cup, a shin, hard targets. The chest is a big target. Head is a big target. Easy to hit, less possible collateral damage. So I understand that. But if somebody is in a freaking bear hug and you're right up on them,
3 officers,
it's not going to be hard to shoot that person somewhere else. And then cherry on top, I'm sorry to say it like that, it's vicious, the whole story, in front of the guy's family. Yeah, I'm done.
As a father, because obviously I didn't mention that he was outside when this happened. I don't know where he was. I don't know if he came home and found out about this. I don't know if he was inside. All of that shit is irrelevant. As a father, I'm 100% with what this gentleman is doing. It sounds crazy. I don't know a lot of people who would spend money on billboards and all of that to shame the cops. That's some white people shit, but it's also amazing at the same time, because to go that deep with it, this is why, for all the things that people that people say about the Karens and how all these people operate and all that stuff, when they go for their people, their family, they go hard, and they go in ways that involve things that Black people would never think about. Because who's spending money?
Yeah, we just can't afford it.
That's the thing. Who's doing that? There's nobody gonna do that. They didn't have no billboards for none of these people, and they were on the news. So, you know what I'm saying? Like, they get more. You get murals. We get murals. We do get that though.
Listen, this story is just really sad.
It is.
It's just a really, really sad story. And that's why I responded the way that I did before I got into my reaction of the bear hug, and then from there on. Just do whatever you can to avoid the being put in that situation, man. Like, not all cops are bad. Like, not all cops are bad. I don't know what you want me to say on this pod. And that even might sound like I'm contradicting earlier things that I've said on this pod about cops. And that's fine. I'll eat that. But not all cops are bad. It's just you don't know the ones that are. But when you run into one that is, you will know like that.
Mm-hmm.
So just try to get out of that situation. Comply, man. Make it home. And then once you're home and you're safe, you can file the reports. You could do your social media, whatever it is you feel you need to do to tell your story, or to vindicate yourself, or to get your pride back. Whatever it is, do it then. But at least you'll be alive to do it. So I just say comply. And to this family, man, I feel your pain, bro. I've never gone through it. Sorry, I can't say that. I don't feel your pain. I can't even say I understand, but I support what you're doing. I support 100% what you're doing. And the reason why I can't say I feel it or understand is because I haven't gone through it. And I hope to God I never do.
You can
But
still understand it even though you didn't go through it, though.
no, I can understand it to
Just want to throw it on there.
to a certain
Right,
degree.
right, right.
I'm never gonna really understand.
You understand the reasons, the reasons.
Of course. Yeah, man. Leave it in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And yeah, this one sucks. Deuces.
Yo, thanks for watching that video, making it all the way to the end. You made it this far, you have to like. Please subscribe and comment on the video as well. Join the conversation.
Absolutely. We finally hit our goal of 500 subscribers. Yes, we are trying to get to 1,000. And we can only do that with your help. You can start by watching that next video. You see that tiny little icon? Click on that icon, rinse and repeat. Deuces.
Deuce.